So I don't know what happened with that last one. Why we were randomly disconnected, but we'll just pick up where we were. Oh, okay, there we go. Right. So this color is the same as that color, so we'll do a game state dot. We'll change the selected color to oh wait, hold on. Before we start doing this, gotta make sure that it goes through. Yep. So we can't just assign it. You need to do a compare operator. So see, it has to be explicitly. So it has to be exactly the same, which is why you have 3 equal signs. 2 equal signs is like a loosely equal to on each side. 3 is an explicit, like it has to match exactly. So if it's this, then we will do the game state dot selected color, and then we will set that to 0x ffc 836. So okay. Oh, okay. Okay. We're not changing this selected color, we're changing the outline of the selected circle. So palette circle dot stroke color and set to that. So if it's selected, see, now instead of it being right here, how all of these are black. Hmm. I see some of them are wanting to be difficult. But yeah, you hover over it and you select it. Then that will be our color. See? There you go. So now we have the hover over events for each one of these. That if we're hovering it over it for each one of the Pegasus shapes, we will go ahead and so when we select it, we'll add the color. As you can see right here, the fill color will be the selected color up here. Whenever we hover over the pointer over, the blend mode changes to screen, and then when you go out of it, like the pointer out, then the blend returns normal. And then in here, so whenever we select one, right? Whenever we know which one's selected, it's going to so first off, it's going to take each one of these circles and give the stroke color black. Make sure it's all black. And then this dot color, the one that's selected, is equal to the selected color that we have right now. It's going to make sure to let us know, okay, this is selected, and put a gold ring around it. So now we have on hover over event, and show how we can make a selection. And if you use a, you know, up here, and if you use a pointer on, you can make, instead of making this blend mode, you can actually set the fill color. You can send the blend to be normal, or, well, technically if you hover over it, you'll just set it to a color. So that's probably why it did blend mode, so you don't have to use a color to see what you're selecting instead. Anyway, so it looks like we're good on there. Okay. Click that. Go out. Okay. Seems like it doesn't actually immediately know when you hover out of it. Oh well. So it shows that we're there. Alright, so now we are at the end for review. So congratulations, we made our first game, and that is the color of the Pegasus. Now technically we just did the hover over event, and we made each one of these interactable. But at least you understand most of what everything is going on. So it's using the Pegasus shapes, it's using the get Pegasus shapes, and using this as an argument, which the get Pegasus shapes is declared right here. So it returns to us all of these right here, and each one of these is all each piece of the Pegasus, and it gets hoisted up here. So that's what hoisting is even though all of these things are created up here, like you're calling all these functions and all this up here, it's being hoisted up from down here to up here before it's actually declared. So that's what hoisting means. So okay, let's look at this. If you want to build on this game, think of ways you could by adding a new color to the palette. Okay, you can add a new color into here. Color in the background as well as the Pegasus. So instead of selecting these, you can just make another event that gets the background. And there's a game function. So you have the configuration as this background color right here. And you have the constant. So yeah, making the background color. Put the palette on the top or down the side of the game. Okay. Color instead of different shapes, I use supply. Sprites or images instead of curves built with into phaser. Okay, add music. Anything else you can come up with to update and improve the game. So there's many different ways that you can add and build upon this as well. And obviously you know the how to add, music and sprites and that sort of stuff, we would have to do the preload, add those in here, add the preload in here, and then, you would have to create, the file. And then you have to play it. All right. Hmm. Yep. You could make a pointer up function and get the background, and you can set to whatever one the palette is here, and then you can change the back. Hmm. Hmm. So you can get the pointer down. Okay. So it's pointer down event, so each one. Okay. So, I wonder how we would do that. So we can try one of these out. So, we'll try putting a background to color in the background here. So we can still do the pointer down, the palette circle. Hover, pointer out. So we can get the current selected color of the game state and do a hover over. So we don't have to really do this on here. So let's see if we can add another one on here. So let's go outside of this. Game state palette circles dot push. So it's adding the circle. It's pushing it to the array of palette circle. So let's see if we can do this. Now, we still want to stay in the create, but we don't want to be inside that function anymore. So we can do one of these. So we can do the config. Let's see if we can think of that. So no. We would have to get the value of it. So let's the background color equal the const dot color, Okay, and let's see. So BG color. Actually, no. We would have to get the box. So we gotta change the. Okay, so it won't actually be the background. We have to actually change the box that it is encapsulated in. So it's not the palette box. Is there a box actually around this? So you have the shape, you have the palette box itself. Okay, so it does. Okay, so we would have to. Okay, so let's do. Put the variable back where it was. Nope. Let the color ground color, so we're getting the property of that. Okay. And then I need to think. So this dot input dot on. Let's try pointer. Oop. Pointer up. Function. Okay. And we want so we need to do a hover. Dot blend mode phaser dot blend modes. Wait, let's do pointer over. So if I hover the pointer over, blend mode phaser dot blend modes dot screen that we've learned. So if I run that, damn. So if we do the BG color and run that instead. Nah, it's not gonna let us do that. Okay. Instead of setting this, can we do the game state dot, and then let's create a background color. Equal to this dot, or would that be config dot background color? I don't know if it'll allow us to do that, but let's try the game state dot background color input dot on. Nope. Can I do just the dot on? It doesn't like that either. Huh. Could I do the this dot background color? Ah. Oh man. Oh. Oh, okay. So game state. Nope. Okay, maybe I can do the config dot background color and access that. Hmm. Oh boy. Hold on. It's all okay. It's all in create. So this should be in create as well. Hmm. Not fill color. Config. Okay. Alright. So that's clearly not working the way I intended. It's doing all the shapes pointed over function. Show cover is white. We set the blend mode. So we can probably do. So this is for the shape. Since the background is a const, we could do Okay. This dot. Hmm. So we have a palette box. We can't really access or change these properties right here. We could make another box around it. So we could just draw another rectangle behind it with that color. You know what? So before all this, let's hmm. So let's create mm, let's create a new background box. So this dot add dot rectangle, and this is going to be completely trial and error because I need where we're going to set this up at. So 0, this first one, um, hmm, 50. We're going to try something out. So 50, 50, 50, 50. Well, no, we need four sides, so not 50. So we got that. And then we need to draw it. So let's make this okay. 0x. What background do we want this to be as a default? Probably white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 FF, and let's see if what makes. Okay, so clearly that is blue. We don't want it to be blue, but I don't want it to be black either. So maybe it's all F's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe that's what it is. Yep, so it's white. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we're going 50. This is what it looks like. So we want it all the way. So 450, I believe, is the other side. We won't want it down there. So I need to think. Top of this is 0. $450? Where does that take us? How big is this thing? So the height is 550 and the width is 440. So before we do this, we should need the phaser 3 add rectangle. And look at this documentation. Right, right, right. Add. There we go. Come on. Yeah. Rectangle. XY. The width, the height. So XY, the width and the height. So 550, 440. So that's the width and this is the height right here. So okay. So I need to figure something out now. X and the Y. 440, so 220. Okay. Well, that certainly did work. But let's make it like a gray, so it's not. Let's make it kind of a lighter gray, so it's not completely white. EBECF0. So ECF0. Run that. There we go. So now it's not completely white. But yeah, now that's good. We can now go ahead. Do this. Okay. Alright, so now we have this made. Background box. Now we want to do this. We also want that if we hover over this, so background box. Background box. Dot on. Well, let's do the dot input dot on first and see what it gives us. So pointer up. Actually over. And then function. Alright. And then this dot blend mode. Okay. Well, actually, yeah. Background box. So this dot blend mode equal phaser dot modes dot screen. Okay, see what this gives us. So if I, okay, so let's try the on. Just let us run with that. Set blend mode. Huh, there we go. Syntax. So, it's not really changing to a white, is it? We also got to the stroke color to all white. Okay. So stroke color. Okay. Oh, gotta set that to 0x 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's gonna be a real pain, isn't it? A rectangle. I don't think. Yeah, can't do the input, so it's all the on. Okay, so we got that. So we have the phaser, blend modes dot screen. Background box dot on. Function. This dot stroke color. Setting that. Yeah, I didn't think that would do too much. So let's see what happens if we do background box dot on and then do a pointer up or pointer down for the function, and then we go ahead and when it's downed, we set this dot fill color to be set as the game state dot selected color. Okay. So if the pointer is down, hold on. So we'll select this. is not wanting to do that for some reason. This would be over it, wouldn't it? Okay, hold on. Back this up a little bit. So we have this. So it's not setting. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So okay. So you have the background box. And you have it. That's not wanting to do anything with it. Hmm. Hmm. So there's the spacing. So it's 440 divided by the palette length. Okay. And then translation uses spacing and cut that in half. Which is why you have the translation plus the spacing times the number of palettes. Okay. Hmm. Essentially, this right here is supposed to color the background this color right here. It's supposed to be white. When you hover over it. Hmm. Set that also 0. Heck with it. We don't need that. Set the origin of that, but that's a good tool to know that we can set the origin point wherever we want. Have to be mindful of that. Okay. Well, took a crack at it. I don't feel like wasting too much time on this one little area, but it definitely is interesting. Alright. Well, what is up next? So from here, we have to do a project, creating a fantasy adventure game, developing. There's also an article of developing Phaser 3 games locally. But these are in the pro. So after this, there is a YouTube series that I kind of want to follow to setting up, you know, our text editor and everything to use on our actual desktop instead of within Codecademy. So maybe we'll learn a little bit more things from that when we go through it. Okay. But we'll keep doing this for now. I can actually, well, I'll pull it up here soon. Probably, maybe the next time. Alright. So now, we get to start building a phaser game with physics. Which, making all these insects spawn and dodging out of the way. As you can see, right up here, well, at the very top right here, they're spawning all along this line and then dropping. And we already learned the key inputs. Learning about keeping score at some point. when it hits us, it's game over. So there's a lot of different aspects. So let's go ahead and we will start this probably in the next session. So now we're out of the basics and we're actually now within the physics, being able to make things jump, make things come down, kind of like regular gravity, and implementing that into our game. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll look forward to learning with you in the next session. Alright, have a good night.